So, this is Zion Williamson. As you guys have seen, Zion Williamson is not in the greatest shape. If you guys have looked at anything as far as the NBA is concerned, man's not in the greatest shape. He's been in worse shape than this, but I think it's safe to say that Mr. Zion is not in an incredibly great shape, especially for what we would hope to be an elite level athlete. Man's being paid like one. Guy's being paid in the hundreds of millions for his contract. But anyway, Zion is completely delusional. He's delusional. And if you guys agree, subscribe. Thank you so much, guys, for 5,000 subscribers. We literally hit 500 yesterday, and we somehow have gotten over the 5,000 subscriber mark. That is nuts. But if we could get to our goal, if we can get to 5.1k by the end of the day, it's insane. This is our goal by the end of the end of the month. That was the goal. If we could somehow 10k by the new year is ridiculous. But if we could somehow get that would be insane. Either way, though, we are going to be talking about Zion. So, per Chris Pierre, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Even before the 2019 NBA draft lottery sealed Williamson's fate as a Pelicans #1 overall pick, he had long made it clear to the agency that he wanted to play in New York. After beginning his career in New Orleans, Williamson expected more from his representation in regards to pursuing a trade to New York. This is one of the two driving factors for the split. The man left his agent because basically they couldn't get him traded to New York. Unfortunately, Zion, the lottery balls did not give you to New York. The lottery balls sent you to New Orleans. So if the lottery ball sent you to New Orleans, I'm sorry, Zion. You're going to New Orleans. Learn to speak New Orleans, buddy. You're gonna learn there. Learn to speak Mardi Gras, buddy. That's it. That's the end of it. Wherever the lottery balls say you go, you go. Then let's talk about different times New York could have traded for him. Let's be real. 2022, nobody's trading for him off an injury season. 2023, season ended with injury. 2023, season ended with injury. Man, we call Anthony Davis street clothes. I'm sorry, I don't even know what nickname you can give to Zion Williamson. What nickname can you give to him? Because, if we call AD street clothes, I want to just see how many games and compare these two guys. I just want to see Zion Williamson's games played over the last few years. And I'm going to look at his playoff games played. He's never played a playoff game, by the way. The New Orleans Pelicans, if you look at Zion Williamson, let's scroll on Google. Let's go to his basketball reference page. Zion Williamson. He's played 6 games this year, so less than half. The guy has played 190 career games. This is Zion's, sixth season? First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Man's played 2.5 years worth of games in 6 years. He has played less than half. Man has played less than half of the available games. He's played less than half of the games available to him. And he's talking about, I'm firing my agent because they couldn't get me a trade to New York. Play the fucking sport you're getting paid for before you can worry about playing where you want. Play in the first place. The New York Knicks would not trade for you. Do you think that they're like, you might say, look, you see, they were willing to trade for Cat. They were willing to trade for Mikal Bridges. Do you want to know what the biggest, and I mean this, the most important thing about Mikal Bridges is? The man plays basketball. That is the most important thing about Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is not some, absolute, unbelievable player. But, Mikal Bridges was drafted. He was drafted 1 year before you. He has played... What is going on? I don't know what's going on right here. But he has played 300 more games than you. I repeat. He has played 300 more NBA games than you. You have played 190. He has played 490. He was drafted 1 year before you. If you look at Mikal Bridges... In his seasons, he played 82 out of 82, 73 out of 73, 72 out of 72, 82 out of 82. He played 83 games a season. The guy has never missed a game. They traded. If you think they had a trade package set for anybody, they had a trade package for him because he has not missed a game in his career. He plays so much, he played 83 games in a season. He played 83. You haven't played a playoff game. Your team has made the playoffs twice. You haven't played one playoff game. What are you talking about, Zion? It's my agent's fault that I can't get to New York. No, it's your fault. It's your fault for making sure you were never healthy to play basketball. It's your fault for taking a year to get all right to play, and you don't get your body right and you're hurt again. It's not their fault that every single time you pick up an injury, you put on weight. And the reality is, I get it. It's not that easy to keep the weight off. But I'm sorry. Like, I'm coming from a position where you seem to put on weight. You seem to put on have a similar enough body fat percentage at times to me. I'm not in shape. I've come off a freaking I tore my Achilles a few years ago and that never really healed properly. And obviously with the rehab and stuff, I still can't go to do high level exercise. I had a pulmonary embolism that nearly killed me. And currently I am being pumped to the freaking gills with steroids and stuff, trying to get rid of pneumonia. And I still think you might have a higher body fat percentage than me. And I'm someone I'm not in shape. That's the problem. I'm not even in shape. But still, like, there's no accountability. You are delusional. You're delusional if you think it's your agency's fault. You're delusional. You could literally hire. You could make your agent. I'm not joking with this. You could hire James Dolan as your agent, and he still wouldn't be able to get you a trade for New York. Even if the boss of the New York GM was your agent, and he told the GM, if you don't trade for Zion, you'll lose your job. He probably still wouldn't trade for you. You have almost negative trade value. Like, people were talking about trading you for the number 1 overall pick in a draft where nobody wanted the number 1 overall pick. This was like, they were talking, you were deemed less valuable than Zachary Risachet. And worst part about that is at the time, the number 1 pick was meant to be Alex Sarr. You were deemed less valuable than Alex Sarr. Less valuable, I repeat, than Alex Sarr. So no, Zion. No. Blame your agent for not getting you to New York. You want to play in New York. Man, your agent got you a max contract. You got paid a max deal. You played a season and a half. You played 61 of 72 games your sophomore year. You played 22 of 73 games your rookie year. 24 of 73 in your rookie year. 61 of 72 your sophomore year. And then missed a season. You played a season where you missed 10 out of 70 games, missed almost all of another season, and then you got a max extension at 29 games. He literally got a max contract, making hundreds of millions. He'll be making 50 million off the back of a 24-game season, 61-game season, 0-game season, and 29-game season. Your agent should throw a party for your agent. Because I'm sorry, you played less basketball than Buggy when teams wouldn't give Buggy the money. You actually managed to convince a team to give you a max contract when you didn't play basketball. You barely played basketball, and you convinced a team to give you a max contract. Your agent should be celebrated. It's not his fault you don't play the sport you're paid for. He's delusional. Absolutely delusional.